your sticks and stones. You throw them my way to make a point, but I don't have hollow bones, so you'll never take away my voice. You used to feel like home, but now the whole place is so destroyed, and I survive on my own. I'm stronger than when I started, even through all the times I hit the ground.
Welcome to this broadcast of the Esports Tower Rumble in Rocket League. We're broadcasting it from the Boise State Game Pants Esports Arena. It's time for our week 4 of the Rocket League Rumble. The Octane bracket has some insanely strong teams coming up. Who's going to be crowned the champion this week? Well, the next few games are going to tell you. I'm your host, Artie Nerdybird Rain, and joining me on desk is Colin CMJ, and I'm going to probably butcher this last name. McJunkin? Is that how you say it?
That is perfect. That is
okay.
exactly
I got
how you
it.
do
I normally butcher most last names, so please no one hold it against me. All right, so this is your first time getting to actually watch the Esports Rocket League Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
You've done some of our broadcasts here with the Broncos, but in particular for these guys, what are you looking for tonight?
I'm looking for some consistency out of them. I'm looking for how they dictate the flow of the game and how their pressure is applied throughout it, and the sort of trust and communication they have going through here. I notice it's a big thing with some teams that kind of happens, but that's what I'm looking for is, do we see a lot of double commits? Are they trusting each other? Is the communication there? If they do that, I'd be impressed.
All right, well, I can give you a fair warning here. A lot of times we do see rosters get mixed up, and I will let you know when I'm seeing that happening so that you're aware. But even despite that, a lot of these teams still work together quite well. And sometimes I do get information from our production staff about how long this team's been together with the current roster, and perhaps in some cases they've only been working together for the week. So that can kind of throw a wrench in some things, and some other times it actually doesn't even look like they have only just formed this team. In general, all of these players are very gifted and very well-rounded overall, and it's honestly a gift to be able to watch them play in general. But for the Esports Tower, let's give you a quick overview and rundown about how everything works here. For the Esports Tower Rocket League Rumble, it's 3v3 soccer, best of 5, single elimination, and golden goal in sudden death. The most anxiety-inducing portion of any game is going into overtime, but it does happen. It happened almost every time last week. So this week in particular, we're focusing on the Octane bracket. We have Esports Tower teams that are talented and stable across the board with these rosters, and the teams this week are going to be the KC Spiders, the ET Ghosts, and the ET Snakes. So very interested to see why we've got KC Spiders, which might mean that they are not quite an Esports Tower team, or they've got some Esports Tower members and some other members. So the Spiders actually are going to get a bye in their first games. They're immediately going into the grand finals, and our first game is going to be between the Ghosts and the Snakes. That's going to be very interesting. You asked me earlier about some teams to keep an eye on. Definitely both of these teams are very strong. Ghosts are a little guilty of overcommitting in a lot of solo play style, so we'll have to see if that comes to be a bane of their existence this evening. And we do, of course, have some tips for players that are going to be playing tonight. Hopefully they are listening to this intro of the broadcast, and those tips come in the form of Doc's keys to the game presented by Esports Tower. Those keys today are create the mistakes, punish the overcommits, play the walls better, and demo in the goal. Doc's keys are presented by esportstower.com, where you can score pro advice and improve your game sense, improve your team play, improve your performance under pressure. You'll get matched with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up. All right, so we're going to jump into this very first game of our first series of the night. It's going to be the Ghosts versus the Snakes facing it off. Who is going to come out on top and make their way into the Octane Grand Finals? Well, because this is a multi-game series, we'll have to wait and see. We can't call any bets here in the first 5 minutes, but of course it's going to be exciting nonetheless.
You know, I really do like that Doc's keys on play better off the walls. Because that's something you see a lot that's like, you attempt to hit the ball and then you go flying because you used your front flip and now you're out of rotation, and it can be really awkward for your teammates to now have to deal with this awkward 2v3, you know.
We'll have to see what happens. The Ghosts are actually a team we've not been able to see thus far in the spring. With the new roster, I'm really interested to see how well they perform this evening and if they can make it into the grand finals. They have been a stacked team in the past. Typically, we stick with that tradition going forward. Unfortunately, for one of the Ghost players, I am not going to probably be able to read your name, and I apologize.
NRG has, I think that's almost the 3 big Rocket League Esports teams that are currently out there. So
yeah,
you're going to have to pick one and probably stick to it. But already a off-the-wall dunk coming in over NRG.
Yeah, from a Washed Panda. You might want to remove that Washed from your name and just stick with Panda. But we've got the multi-name. I'm going to go with Pro Noob is going to be your name because the rest of that's just way too much to go on. Did win that kickoff and is doing some bumping around, trying to force away the Ghost here in the goal. Well, unfortunately, though, they ran into their own teammates. Not something you want to see happening early on.
A little bit of a double commit we saw on the wall earlier. A little confusion coming out from the teammates, but now a whole lot of space to work with here. The 50 going in Serval's favor, but now the ball's in the middle. And 2 demos coming out here back-to-back. A shot on net, open goal, and he's going to score it. Trust putting a power shot on net.
Trust me, I'm trying. This is their 3rd consecutive week here in the Rumble with us, I believe, and it's their 3rd Rumble shot, well, 3rd opportunity at a shot at a title. Trust me, I'm trying has been showing high prowess within this game. They're a fabulous player and very well-rounded. Awesome to have them continuing within this program and hope to see more from them. So we have an awesome shot on goal. It's going to get turned away almost immediately by Deagles. It's still over here on the back third of the Snake side of the field. Sir Wolf's looking for a clear. Plays it around 1. Has an open goal opportunity if they can get the speed up, but it does look like Pro Noob is going to turn it away.
That's a missed chance coming out here for the Snakes, I believe. And already getting pressure back on there. That switch of rotation is absolutely massive for the Ghosts. But a triple commit almost coming out from midfield. They were the pass out from middle, though. Nobody's quite there to follow up on it. Now the pressure's on the Ghost side. A whole lot of space to work with for both sides. No one's really taking possession of the ball.
NXU tries to dunk it down. Unfortunately, the angle is not right, so Wash Panda grabs it off the wall. Trust me, I'm trying. Has a shot on goal. Turned away by Deagles. Now Wash Panda bring it up the mid. Has the ball stolen by Trust Me, I'm Trying, but possession hasn't fully flipped yet. It finally does. That person with the asterisks in their name, I do believe, yes, is MLG Gamer 2011. Dunks the ball down. Ball finally crossing that midfield stripe is in the back third of the Snake side of the field yet again, where Deagles tries to stop it, but it does look like this forward push from the Ghost is not giving up yet.
I see a back pass coming out here, but a 50 not going to be good over there on net. Deagle might have a shot onto it. The 50 coming out from, I believe that's New Gamer, correct?
Possibly. Having these insanely long names, guys, please fix that because it does make the UI bug out when we get asterisks instead. It's a little difficult to figure out who you are sometimes. Shot on goal there from, I think that was actually MLG Gamer who has all the asterisks in their name. Pro Noob is still visible. Yeah, it is MLG Gamer with the asterisks.
The double commit, it could be dangerous right there, but a missed touch, I believe, but works out in their favor. It's going to go right back onto Ghost side's net. They got to take possession of the ball. A quick flick over. A triple commit could be dangerous here unless they clear it. Wash Pan is going to get a clear out there. And now it's just back and forth game, but hovering over their net. Are they going to save it? Just barely getting out there. Trust Me now has all the possession of the ball.
Off the wall, though, Trust Me is going to lose possession. It does look like the ball gets dunked down right in front of the goal. Not a situation you want to be in. Almost an own goal immediately capitalized on by MLG. Now we have one team in the lead by 1. The Ghosts, they're not sitting pretty just yet, though. We've got 96 seconds left for the side of the Snakes to find that equalizer. Definitely want to find an extra goal if you're rooting for the Ghosts right now. Snakes just trying to find the number 2 goal for themselves.
See quite a bit of double commits coming out from the Snakes side. If they can clean that up just a little bit, they might have an opportunity to tie this game up with less than a minute and 20 here. But the Ghosts are already taking a shot off the backboard. Not there, just barely missed, but Trust Me is going to take possession. Oh, a little bit of miscommunication coming out there. Now the ball is on the Ghost sides.
Wash is going to collide with one of the Ghost players, take them out for a couple of moments here. We'll open up the field for the Snakes, but it's not enough. MLG Gamer gets a shot on goal, gets turned away. Pro Noob does try to stop the volley from crossing the midfield, manages to do so. Trust Me, I'm Trying off the back wall, looks for the centering opportunity to Noob. Ooh. Shot hits the backboard and that crossbar, that 4th man that you can always trust to be there. Some have a bad relationship, and it does look like the Ghosts are needing to work out that relationship soon. 2 shots turned away by the crossbar.
The Snakes are getting saved by their 4th man rotation, Crossy here. Coming in clutch moments here, and already Noob up for a shot, just barely saved. Wash Panda with a power shot to their side. Trust Me is going to have possession of the ball. A bad power touch off the side, putting them in a dangerous situation. Wash getting a second touch. It's over, though. The 50 coming out. This could be shot on goal. Only one man in net.
Oh, Wash, you find the equalizer with 9 seconds left. Now, is someone going to find the buzzer beater, as there is enough time to get one so long as that ball stays in the air? But basically now with it at the midfield, it cannot touch the ground, and we go into overtime, that anxiety situation. Trust Me, I'm Trying is always going to tell me to just shut up and stop talking about it, because they do find one. 1 second on the clock. This ball immediately needs to go in the air if the Snakes are looking to find an extra goal to bring us into OT.
The speed is most definitely deadly there, and already the touchdown is not going to work out in their favor. Deagle's ending the game in favor of the Ghost there.
Yes, the Ghosts did a fantastic job, but they had quite a few double commits and a lot of miscommunication. I mean, you pointed it out when it was happening. They were colliding with one another. It's not something you really want to be seeing. I feel like opening your comms and just making sure your rotations are clean really help prevent that sort of stuff. And sometimes, you know, this is a newer roster. The Ghosts have existed in the past, but not as they are in their current formation. So hopefully that gets cleaned up. They have time to continue to do that. But if they keep those mistakes, I feel like the Snakes are definitely going to come bite them on the ankles and take advantage of those.
Oh, yeah. If they're communicating with each other and they see that, they are probably going to recognize, hey, they're kind of messing up a little bit. Let's be really aggro here. Let's be really aggressive and see what kind of mistakes we can force out, because we saw it from the Snakes. They have the talent to flick the ball into the net. That last shot was absolutely beautiful by them. So if they can capitalize on those mistakes, shout out to Doc's Keys, they can tie this series up.
I have faith in them to do so. A common trend here is the first game definitely is not telling of how the rest of the series will shake out. Snakes had 1 minute to talk amongst each other and possibly to a coach. I'm not positive if the coaches are allowed to talk to them in that 1 minute time. But let's see if they start capitalizing on the mistakes that the Ghosts made themselves in that first game here in game 2.
An already good 50 coming out here. Pro Noob is going to go ahead and get a miss there. Deagle is going to realize he cannot make a touch there and gets out of possession for the ball. However, the ball is lingering in mid now. A shot on net. If anyone to save it, Wash Panda going in for the save there. Going to get successful on the flick over one. The bumps and demos are coming out. Open net just off the sidebar. Who's going to follow up? But we get a save coming out here for the Ghost.
Ooh, unfortunate demo onto one of the Snakes players as well. It's going to take them out for almost 3 seconds. The crossbar with a little help from Sir Wolf's going to stop that ball from going in. Push the ball a little too far forward, so they have to retreat back. Trust Me, I'm Trying has open possession with very little pressure. Washed comes in to steal the ball away. Off the backboard, though, Pro Noob's going to get a touch before any of the Snakes can. Ball still on the back there to go side of the field. Pro Noob finally finds the clear, has a shot on goal. It's going to get turned away by Sir Wolf.
That 50 coming out for that next play is big. Almost a second touch there. Tresty's going to get a shot on net. Saved by Sir Wolf. Now the possession is onto Pro Noob. 50 coming out to the sidewall, lingering in mid. The touch out to their right side. Just playing off of corners here. They really need to clear the ball here for the Snakes if they want to relieve this pressure here. Alrighty, they're going to do that.
Deagle does find a minor clear, but can't maintain possession long enough. Trust Me gets another touch on it. Finally crossing that midfield stripe. Pro Noob in the back corner, trying to find an opportunity to get a clear here. Does, but it's also off a bump from one of the Snakes' hoods. Now ball on the side of the Snakes. Shot on goal is going to hit the crossbar again, saving the side of the Snakes. But Trust Me, I'm Trying there for the follow-up touch to find goal number 1 for the Ghosts.
I do find it a bit impressive that being lower on boost there, they only had one player that I believe was above 80 boost, then still able to make something happen here. That needs to be the punishment that Snakes go for, is realizing they're low on boost and taking that opportunity. However, they're going to see Deagle with a good 50 out to Sir Wolf, not going to get a second touch out of here. A pass out to mid could be dangerous here. Wash Panda now the only one left to defend this.
Ooh, does manage to steal away from Trust Me, but can't keep possession as Pro Noob does sneak in and steal it right back. Washed Panda gets a touch, but it's not enough. Trust Me, I'm Trying gets another shot on goal, and it looks like we have a Rule 1 happening in the net, so both teams are down one player. However, the defense might have an extra opportunity. Never mind, as I'm saying that, Trust Me gets a goal in, no problem. I was going to say, if the ball's on the ground and goes directly towards the middle, their defender is technically there.
Technically, that's almost, that's a wider zone that you can save that ball. And that was an absolutely beautiful shot, I have to say, coming out from Trust Me. That lingering past mid. But already Watch is going to get a shot off the side post here. But Trust Me, I'm Trying. He's going to stop it. One defender left in net, stuck in a tricky position here. Gets the 50 to 9 to pass out to mid. Now they're going to get a pass back into the middle. This could be dangerous for the Ghosts. The over-rotate from Deagle might be there. They're going to get a soft catch. Now he's going to attempt to take this out of their own midfield.
dunks the ball down, goes directly to Trust Me I'm Trying, so not quite the clearing opportunity. It does finally cross that midfield onto the back third of the Ghost side of the field. Now Trust Me I'm Trying, though, immediately digs it out, playing it around one, gets a shot off the back wall to center it up for a teammate, but their teammate over-rotated, so they're going for the pass back instead. This is risky territory, no one in front of the goal, but we have MLG Gamer swoop in to make sure that ball does not cross that goal line.
There's definitely some miscommunication coming out here. I see just a lot of ball chasing coming out personally from the Ghosts here, and the Snakes really need to create some punishment off of that, of getting pressure onto this team and maybe getting a demo or a bump off here. A shot onto net, but it's going to be saved by Wash Panda. Another 50 coming out that would have stopped the ball from going into net. Pass back into mid. MLG Gamer, now Trust I'm Trying, is going to put it right back onto their own side.
There's a lot of back passing happening from the Ghost. I feel like it's just a side effect of the miscommunication because there's over-rotating. The communication comes a little bit too late, so the only option is to pass back, but the Snakes are not able to capitalize on it fast enough. We have two collide, and a goal gets scored by MLG Gamer, bringing the Ghost up score to 3, and now we've got roughly a little less than 20 seconds per goal if the Snakes are looking to even this one out. We are in game number 2, so if the Ghosts walk away with this win, it puts them at match point.
Big bump coming out. They're just slight double commit coming out from that save from the Snake side that kind of ruined their chances of saving that ball last time, but now MLG is going to have an air dribble, going to get the second touch on there. However, now it's an open net on the Ghost side, and Wash Panda is going to take it all the way to their side, getting a pinch onto mid. Could be a pass deflected by, I believe that was Asterisk's name. I don't remember quite exactly what it was.
It's I think that one's MLG Gamer is the one that turns into Asterisk consecutively. Yes, it is them. We've got Wash Panda, though, doing some great aerial play here. Does get it knocked up, though, by MLG Gamer while they were trying to get it to the back wall. Unfortunately, they did not push. The too many touches does result in an opportunity for that to be found. Pass back, though, off an awkward pinch is going to be saved from this, and this follow-up shot also will be saved. We're ticking down the last 3 seconds here. It does look like the Ghosts are going to walk away with a Game 2 victory. Possibly looking for a morality goal here right now is the Snakes, but the ball will finally hit the ground, and now Ghosts are going to go into game number 3 at match point.
That's big for them. That's getting to match point so early in there. There's quite a lot of mistakes coming out from the Snakes side. They need to polish those things up if they want a chance to at least be able to compete with the Ghost here. We definitely see they're not an entirely composed team, I would think. Just kind of watching their gameplay, it seems all over the place. And
they're getting away with a lot of solo player stuff that I feel like is not getting capitalized on by the Snakes.
Yeah, I think the Snakes need to keep possession of the ball here. There's a lot of times where there's so much open space in the mid, but then they just end up power shotting the ball into the other side.
Yeah, the connecting pass and the give and the go needs to start happening. I mean, I understand wanting to go for the beautiful aerial shot into the goal or like carrying it into the goal, which we saw a few times. But the longer you have possession, the easier it is to figure out where in the world you're going. And so, honestly, anticipating that and having someone ready to pass to is a better opportunity for your team to set up a goal-scoring opportunity. So let's see if the Snakes rectify that situation or if the Ghosts just continue to run away with the scoreboard here in the next 5 minutes. They are at match point, as we mentioned.
I see our own little back pass air dribble onto their own side, getting saved. That was an interesting interaction between the two teammates. And already an attempted ground pinch coming out. Wash Panda is going to go and clear the ball away from their own goal, lingering out. A double commit coming from Snakes, and now a double commit coming from Ghost. There's a lot of mistakes coming out this early couple minutes of this game. First demo of the match coming out. Now a shot pass, it might be on.
Oh, it's just a little bit too far to one side. Man, that stinks. Trust me, he's going to dunk it over one of the Snakes players. He's going to go all the way to the back third, where Wash Panda immediately sends the volley out in front of the Ghost goal, but the follow-up's just not fast enough from the Ghost to maintain possession. It's back on the back corner of the Snake side of the field. Shot on goal. Secondary touch can't quite make it there in time. It is finally pulled out of that goal box by Sir Wolf. Trust me, I'm trying looking to dunk it down to a teammate, but it ends up back with Sir Wolf, who now has, I believe, that's Pro Noob putting pressure on them.
Already the pressure coming up from the Ghosts is absolutely insane, and the double commits need to stop by Snakes if they want the chance to clear this ball here. Already another pass coming out from the backboard. Gonna be a 50, almost onto net. They're not gonna be able to capitalize on this for the Ghosts' goal. However, though, now the Snakes have possession. They need to get a power clear out to this, and they do exactly that. Deagle now getting a power shot out. And they're now into mid, getting deflected. Shot on net, no, but actually way far.
Another shot onto the back wall from Washed Panda, but it seems like the rotations are just not in sync for the Snakes. Deagle's still trying to maintain possession, does a pass back to Washed Panda. Wash is going to look to send it over to Deagle, but it was unfortunately just a miscommunication. Deagle was already rotating back, so MLG now had possession for a few moments. Deagle finally steals it. It's in the back corner where Trust Me I'm Trying pushes it away from two of the Snakes players. And we have Pro Noob bounce it off the ceiling. Shot on goal is going to sail right in.
Already putting themselves up 1-0 here with less than 3 minutes left. The Snakes, I don't believe, are completely out of this game, but once again, they've got to polish up a lot of these mistakes that they're making here, and they've got to punish these overcommits and double touches coming from the Ghost. And already a pass coming out here. Deal was going to get a slight 50. That was an awkward interaction. That's coming out now. Sir Wolf going to get a demo off. This might be in the Snakes net, and it is. A demo coming out here from Trust Me I'm Trying is going to allow him to just sneak it right past all the defenders.
We are entering into the back half of game number 3. Ghosts are at match point. Will the Snakes find the back half boost here that they need in order to win this game and prevent the Ghosts from walking away with a 3-0 victory? Or is it just going to be smooth sailing for the Ghosts from here on out? We'll have to wait and see. We do have Sir Wolf going for a back pass to a teammate, but it's really risky that close to the goal. It does not find its way in. Thankfully, now Deagle has possession with no pressure on them. Shot on goal is going to turn away by Trust Me I'm Trying. And the volley is going to get stopped by Washed Panda.
Nobody's going to be able to get a clear out here from Ghost. And Washed Panda's going to possibly get a pass out the middle here, but the touch coming from MLG. The demo, I believe the second demo coming out here from Ghost. A backwards driving coming out from MLG here. Going to be some interesting touches here. Deagle's going to go in and get a clear up the sidewall. Going to attempt to make a play in the air. Double commit and triple commit coming out here from Snakes. Now the Ghosts have all the room in the world to work with, but their own double commit coming out here.
Triple commit followed by a double commit from the Ghost. Goes unpunished. Now we have the Snakes at the mid trying to get possession. Sir Wolf looking for a centering to Washed Panda. They find it, but not before Trust Me I'm Trying gets in that passing lane to shoot the ball towards the goal. Gets another touch from Trust Me. Off the back wall, we have MLG. Another shot, unfortunately, hitting that back wall. The tertiary touch does not find its way in, and an unfortunate just glide by onto one of the Ghost cars. Not enough of a touch on that ball from the right angle to stop it from going in. Snakes have one goal on the board. They're showing signs of life. They just need one more, and then honestly, they want 3 right now. The equalizer and the one extra and the security goal. That's hard to do, but honestly, right now, hoping they find 2 more goals.
Yeah, they probably, at the very minimum, they want to force this overtime to give themselves a little bit of life here. And they don't want you don't really want your first goal to come out from a missed touch coming out from the other team here, but they're going to take it where they can get it, and Wash is going to go and get a good pass here. However, though, Pro Noob's going to clear here from the assist. The double coming here for the potential demo coming out. The bump, the 50. However, the deal was going to get a save, clearing onto back wall, but Pro Noob already centering it back into mid. Wash Panda is going to go in and take possession of the ball and a little bit air dribble. Back into the middle here. This is dangerous. Now MOG up in the air. Trust Me I'm Trying gets a clear off his own teammate's pass. The triple commit to the net, and Pro Noob gets it past all 3 of them.
I'll be honest, I don't know how that worked out for the Ghost, but it did. I just got to stop questioning some of these things. I'm not a physics major, so therefore I do not hold the right to say some things that just don't, the physics doesn't look like it checks out to me, but it did.
Yeah. There's a lot of things that could, that Rocket League physics don't quite make too much sense, but, sometimes you just got to go with the flow here. And already the Ghosts are going to go ahead and take game 3 of this series. I believe going ahead and close that out for them.
Yes, and they are going to be walking into the finals going up against the Spiders. So we'll have to see how that shakes out in our next match. However, of course, I want to just bring up the fact that we hadn't seen the Ghosts in a very, very long time. They had a brand new roster. There was some issues. They're not a fine oiled machine just yet. So I feel like they might have their work cut out for them in this next game against the Spiders. Of course, only time will tell, but I feel like the Spiders are definitely a team to watch out for when it comes to being able to capitalize on mistakes.
Yeah, we definitely got to see if there was one thing the Snakes were not doing clearly was missing out on punishing them. They did not keep possession. These blind shots and passes, it just didn't look very coordinated to me. The Ghosts admittedly didn't look coordinated at all either, but the Ghosts played at a faster tempo and were a little more confident in their playmaking abilities, and that's the reason why they were coming on top here.
Well, let's see if that shakes out for them in the next game. But congratulations, Ghost. You guys will walk away with our first victory of the evening. Snakes, better luck next week. You've got plenty of time to fix some things that were the problems tonight, and I know that you guys can definitely show a lot of improvement in a 1 week's time. So I'm excited to see what you bring to the table next week. But we were already touching on it, Colin, and that's the fact that going at it alone can only get you so far. And I feel like this might really come to fruition in the next game. Ultimately, if you want to increase your chances of success, you have to level up your teaming skills, and we'll hopefully start seeing some more improvement here in this next game. See how far all these Esports Tower Rumble players and teams go for this Octane Cup. Esports Tower really takes the time to create well-matched teams with well-balanced players, and I'd like to give a shout-out to Coach Jake, and if you're watching and haven't checked out the Esports Tower Club, you definitely should. It's a fast track to help you rank up. Now, the Ghosts sweep away the Snakes and advance into our grand finals, and they're going to face off against the Spiders. We'll see how well they do up against that stacked roster as well. But before we get to that action, we're going to take a quick break.
Visit NationalGuard.com to begin your Guard adventure.
Here are a couple lessons I've learned over the years. Friendships come in all shapes and sizes. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
Welcome to this week's broadcast of the Esports Tower Rumble. We're broadcasting it from the Boise State Game Pants Esports Arena. It's time to crown our Week 4, hello Joan, our Week 4 Octane champion as the Spiders face off against the Ghosts. The Spiders got a bye to the grand finals. So is this their first action? So with this being their first action tonight, will they be warmed up? I'm your host, Artie Nerdy Bird Rain, and joining me on desk is Colin CMJ McJunkin. Hopefully I didn't butcher it this time either.
Nope, absolutely perfect.
Awesome. That makes me very happy. All right, so I talked to you about these guys before the broadcast started to keep an eye on the Spiders, especially because though they've only with the current roster been in one Rumble thus far, they are a very strong team. So what are you hoping to see in this game compared to the last one?
I noticed they did have a bye going to that bracket, so I'm looking to be a little warmed up. We touched on that a little bit. That could be a big problem for them, but the biggest thing is, if there's anything we see as a mistake coming out from the Ghosts, is a lot of double commits. And if they recognize that early on and they communicate on that, they are going to have no trouble wiping the floor with the Ghosts if they recognize that and they communicate on it.
All right, Ghost. So from the desk, focus on not double committing. So keep those comms open and those rotations clean. But before we jump into that game, we actually want to take a moment to congratulate all of our Esports Tower Club members who've graduated from the club and have been offered scholarships across the country. Over the last 3 months, Esports Tower Club members have received over $1.6 million in scholarship awards. These students have not only worked hard on their in-game play, but have worked hard academically and have earned these scholarship opportunities. These players that receive these scholarships are talented, hardworking, and driven, and we could not be more excited and proud to see all the opportunities these players are getting. So congratulations to each and every one of you. You guys are doing awesome, and just keep doing what you're doing, and hopefully you continue to enjoy the sport that has brought you these awesome scholarship opportunities. All right, so before we jump into this next game, we're going to stick with our standard tradition here and bring you Doc's keys to the game. Hopefully these players are listening to them because they definitely played into the last game, and one of them in particular definitely is going to be an important one to keep an eye out for. Doc's keys to the game presented by esportstower.com. Today in Rocket League are create mistakes, punish the overcommits, play the walls better, and demo in the goal. While it's the create the mistakes key here, I will say capitalize on the mistakes that are given to you by the other team as well. You can score pro advice at esportstower.com, where you can improve your game sense, improve your team play, and improve your performance under pressure. You'll get matched with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up. All right, so it's time to jump into our game with the Spiders and the Ghosts facing off for the Octane Finals. The Grand Finals are back to the best of 7, so let's see who comes out on top. This is going to be an extremely long series for both these teams involved. Best of 7s are very difficult to deal with for some players because it's very mentally taxing. And we actually also, I will comment now for everyone who's going to be watching, we're going to see 2/3 of the roster change for the Ghosts in the semifinals. It's not actually a roster change, though. It's just them fixing their names.
Oh,
they were kind enough to hear us out when we were saying it's difficult with the really long names. I hope they decided to shrink them a little bit, but if they kept them, if they made them even longer, I wouldn't put it past them because I understand wanting to just mess with those of us here on desk.
I will say those long names got me because I even wrote it down. Long names. So they definitely...
Yep, they definitely made them a little longer, it looks like. That's okay.
Just a bit. Have a little... throw us on our back foot here at the desk.
Well, we've got Zydra looking to dunk the ball down in front of the goal with a follow touch from Wilds. Hitting that crossbar, that fourth man is everyone's best friend and worst enemy at times. Does look like the Spiders aren't quite giving up on this opportunity just yet. Ball crossing that midfield stripe. Zydra's going to pop it up with a follow-up touch from Wilds to send it to the side. It's still in front of the goal, though, so they need to find a clear here. Wilds does find it. Pops over MLG Gamer. And it does look like Wilds is going to pass to Thrift, but it's going to be a little bit too wide of the goal. Second goal where it is just not in the right spot for the Spiders. They're going for a third opportunity now. Wilds trying to find their secondary touch, but their third player of Thrift is going to be taken out, so Wilds has to take out one in return, carrying the ball to the goal. Ball is going to be saved at the last second by Thrift.
They're gonna be regretting on that goal right there. They had a massive overcommit and 3 demos coming out that absolutely put the Spiders on their back foot. But I already see Wilds coming out, getting a nice little pinch, a lot of momentum on that ball. 2 double miscommits coming out here. Now Idra's going to be on it. And now the ball coming out back for 2 defenders in net. A bump coming out already. Pass over high mid of the net. However, the Wilds are going to go in and get a clear with the team pinch here. The net is completely open. The demo coming out from NRG. Thief's going to get a pinch that's going to put the red pressure right back on the Ghosts. We're seeing a lot of active demoing coming out here, but not a lot of follow-ups from it.
It seems like the Ghosts' play is to overcommit and then race back and demo someone to make the open goal opportunity harder to capitalize on for the Spiders. We saw that in the last game, too. We've got MLG Gamer pulling the ball forward now. It's in front of the goal. Dunks it down, but can't quite find the angle on it. Now Zydra in the corner has to play it around. I believe that was Pro Noob, and they can't quite get the ball away from them. It hits the ceiling, so it's going to ricochet awkwardly. Does end up on the back third of the Ghost side of the field from a touch off of one of the Ghost players.
Racing back to get that rotate. There's a demo coming out, but there's going to be no follow-up off the post wall there. A team pinch coming out onto net, not just fast enough to get over. Already the pre-jump off the own pass coming out. Zydra's going to get a second touch coming out here. Thief's not going to have possession of the ball. Getting a pass off the side wall. Pro Noob's going to get a save onto that. Now the possession is back in the Ghost's side. The pass out to mid. Another demo coming out here. This is just a demolition derby out here. Open net. Not going to be quite capitalized on it, though.
Thrift did elevate to try and get another touch on that for the shot on goal, but just couldn't quite get high enough. Zydra now, oh, thank you for giving us your player photo. Please send your photos, guys. We love seeing them. Does have a shot on goal, but it's going to get turned away and immediately into the back there to the Spider side of the field. Wild's now looking to dribble this ball in. It's taken away by MLG Gamer. That's what we mentioned earlier. You can't take too many touches in the air because it's easier to read where you're going. Shot on goal might be a little too open, but Wilds does get a touch before getting taken out of the play for a couple of moments. Thrift now pushing this ball forward, crossing the midfield stripe.
I will say I like this kind of tempo they have going on with demo here. 2 missed touches coming out from both sides of the Ghosts and Spiders. Now the ball is lingering over the Ghost net, and Wilds is going to capitalize on that severe mistake made, and is going to score the first goal of the game.
Yeah, you just can't have all 3 members bunched up like that. I mean, yes, even if all 3 of you elevate, one of you gets the save, the secondary touch is going to come through no matter what in that situation, and you got to be prepared for that. In that case, you wouldn't have been able to anyway, so the ball was going to go in, I feel like, either way. Now, ball still is going to be off the 50-50, go to the back third of the Ghost side of the field. It gets cleared for a few moments. Thrift now pushing forward, hits the crossbar. Secondary touch from Zydra, unfortunately, at the wrong angle, so the ball slows down dramatically. Now we've got XX Better pushing forward with the ball. Does get it stolen away by Wilds, who has Thrift follow them up to bring the ball across the midfield stripe.
Thrift now possession of the ball, getting an interesting little ground pinch. The demo's going to come out from here, but now MLG Gamer's going to have possession. The bump, the pass over. Wow.
That was good.
That was an interesting little change of events here. The actual little pull shot that pushed MLG to give the ball to Pro Noob. And the defender in net is going to have no time to react to that.
All right, now we are at the It's Complicated 0-0. Both teams having 1 goal with 1 minute left on the clock. Demo immediately onto Wilds. Better's going to elevate with the ball, looking to dunk it down. It does hit the crossbar, though, so Wilds pushing forward now has to play it around MLG Gamer. Can they, though? They will not, but the ball is still going to be touched by Wilds again and find goal number 2 for the Spiders.
Wilds may be the one to look out here to not be put in a 1v1 situation with. We're going to get the save, but just barely. The touch is not strong enough to let the ball out of the net. It's just going to circle right back in, a little float in. And now the Spiders have a 2-1 lead with less than 1 minute left.
Still going to be looking for that extra security goal because buzzer beaters happen very frequently here in Rocket League. Even if it's not within like 10 seconds of that tick down, getting an extra goal to equalize it makes things very difficult for any team to have to deal with. Zydra passes the ball to Thrift here in the corner. Thrift plays it around 1. Can't play it around the second one, though. They had no follow-up from their teammates. They just aren't ready for that disruption play to come out from the Ghost. They need to be anticipating those double and triple commits to know that they need to be ready for a give-and-go opportunity.
Wilds now with the pass off the sidebar. Gets a 50 off of it. Doesn't make anything onto the goal-wise, though. Thrift with the pass back out to middle. Gonna make an own play pinch off the pass defender. Looks like the game's going to close out here, but not before Wilds. It's something to say, passing right back out to mid. This looks like it's going to be the end. The pinch, they're keeping it up in the air. However, the pass back down to mid. Wilds is going to clear it out, and there it is. The end of game 1.
I always feel like when I see these teams try to go for that, like, the extra, I just want 1 extra goal, even though they're already in the lead, but they're only in the lead by 1, it gives me, like, severe anxiety. I'm just like, just dunk the ball on the ground. Don't try to make that extra one, because you're going to give the other team the opportunity to do the same. We can see there the balance on both sides is pretty equal as far as all the utility usage and side control goes. It did look like the Spiders had a little bit more in some situations, but not so much that you could say they completely rolled over the Ghost, so they are not out of this game just yet. And of course, this is a best-of-7 series, so hopefully no one is, to make a pun, gassed after the first game. Well, and I got a laugh from Doc, so I'm going to be happy about that. This is a best-of-7 series, as I just mentioned, so Spiders walking with the Game 1 lead does make them feel good, but can they maintain that lead? Because game number 1 doesn't always tell the story of how a series shakes out. We'll have to wait and see. The next 5 minutes are going to tell.
Definitely, yeah. If there was a much closer game there, we definitely saw the Ghosts refined a little bit more. Definitely saw a little bit more double and triple commits coming out for them, as past series told. But we see a little bit of hesitation coming out from the Ghosts. I'd love to see them be a little more proactive. The demos.
I really do think that the play that they make with those demos is what I mentioned. The let's overcommit and then to adjust for that overcommit when the ball gets volleyed back towards our own goal, we're just going to demo someone. If we can get 2, even better. That's how they prevented a lot of those goals from going in, I feel like. But you can't rely on demos to prevent a goal from going in or to prevent those situations from happening. You need to stop them altogether because those demos, A, can put you out of position, or B, if the Spiders start realizing that's the play here as well, they're just going to start looking for it and allaying them, which is an old Doc's keys to the game we might need to bring back if we're going to see more of the Ghosts playing like this.
You see ProNoob going some interesting flip resets off the side onto his own self. A pass off the back wall. The pressure is now on the Ghosts to clear the ball, and they do get a pass out to midfield. Already a flick off the backboard, though. Not going to be capitalized. MLG Gamer's going to make a shot into net. It's not going to be there. The attempted demo. Wilds now with the 50. Doesn't go in the favor. Hydra's not going to get a power shot. MLG Pro Noob is going to save it, though. Thrift with a shot, just barely off of it, though. See another double commit coming out. Now Hydra has all the possession in the world for this.
Nift has ball taken away by Wilds. He doesn't have a lot of pressure on them. Has a shot on goal, but it's barely saved by Pro Noob. Honestly, Noob, I'm shocked that you managed to get a nose on that one. Zydra is rotating into position, pushing Nif out of the way. Thrift, though, having to race forward as Pro Noob's going to take on Wilds, forced to leave the ball behind. MLG Gamer lost possession. Zydra now sending it to the side where Noob's waiting. Wilds dunks it over them to send it back to Zydra, but a miscommunication means that Zydra wasn't ready for that ball. Wilds now trying to chase down Pro Noob to get possession away. Dunks the ball down to Thrift, who's got to be taken out by MLG. MLG now pushing forward with ball possession, just has to beat around 2 of the goalkeepers. Takes out one, gets it by the other one. Now the Ghosts have goal. I believe that's goal number 2, or is that goal number 1 for them?
I believe that should be goal number 1 there. That air dribble demo is an absolute staple of basically securing a goal there. It's almost impossible to dodge that. You see that rarely ever work out in the defender's favor. Already pass going out from Nif. Thrift is going to miss a second double touch on that pass. Wild's going to get a good 50 coming out to the corner here. Now playing off the corner wall. 2 defenders in the corners. Going to get a power clear. Going back and forth here. It's all on Wilds now. Has to play the cards right to clear the ball out of the blue side corner. The ball is lingering now in mid. Hydra's going to take possession of the ball. 2v1 off the side wall. A lot of space here that's nobody taking control of.
Midfield play is something that I feel like a lot of these esports tired players have struggled with, but Wilds is going to slow down a bit, trying to leave the ball for Thrift, but Thrift did not get there in time, so Pro Noob's going to steal that ball away in the corner. Zydra manages to get it away from them, but cannot get it away from MLG Gamer. Nif over commits on a ball, goes sailing over their head. Wilds has an opportunity, has it centered up for Zydra, who dunks it down to Thrift before they collide with one of the Ghost players. Nif goes for the clear. It hasn't found its way out just yet. Wilds popping the ball up. It looks like it was meant for Zydra, but Zydra unfortunately did not get the communication on time, so Thrift has to backtrack and help that one out, pushing the ball across the midfield stripe.
That's a good job by Nif, not making a commit there and going back to play for defense. Zydra popping it up for teammate Thrift. Thrift off the sidewall. Zydra the shot, gonna be blocked out by MLG Pro. Now MLG Gamers now back onto it. The pass out to midfield, high lingering, bounces off the ceiling. Wild's gonna get a good clean read off of that. Here comes out the triple commits from both sides. The demo of Thief getting on may open up the net here. Gonna get a good clear here by Nif. Thief now have it. Thrift now possession with a shot on goal. It's gonna be an open net.
Nicely done, Thrift. That brings us tied 1 aside, just a little under the 2-minute mark. And one thing to note here is that the Spiders, extremely talented in the form of, like, you know, Thrift and Wilds and Zydra. However, Thrift and Wilds in particular have been working together for a long time. So Zydra is working on kind of integrating themselves into that dynamic duo. It's starting to come out, but we can definitely see that they've not been with these 2 players as long as they've been together because of those slight miscommunication moments we've seen. However, it's not been their Achilles heel just yet. Let's see if they can open up those columns a little bit more and clean some things up. Shot on goal saved by Thrift and the crossbar, but the ball is not out of the back third yet. Zydra playing it off the wall, looking to center it up to a teammate. Instead, just goes to pass it over to. Shot on goal, follow-up touch from Wild, saved by MLG Gamer.
That shot placement was right on to MLG Gamer's nose right there. Not the shot you want to take there, but now a pass off the sidewall. Open net, going to be above MLG Pro Noob. And Wilds is going to go and score a banger right into the net. That's the type of capitalization you'd love to see there. And Thrift is already there for the backup.
Yeah, that's definitely showing how long those two have been working together. They're just ready to be there for one another and be the secondary and sometimes tertiary touch if needed. Spiders up by 1 with a minute remaining. Let's see what happens here. The Ghosts just need to find one more to find the equalizer. Spiders looking for an extra security goal. Will they find it? Ball here at the mid. Zydra's going to pop it up, look to play it around Nif, but unfortunately a slight miscommunication means Thrift's going to push it to the side to Wilds. He's looking to dunk it back down to a teammate, but loses possession before they can do that. Nif trying to dig this out of the back corner. Ball all the way on the back there to Spider side of the field. Zydra playing it around a couple as Thrift takes out Pro Noob for a couple of seconds, opening up an opportunity, but the ball has not found its way out as Thrift gets demoed in the goal.
These demos are definitely come out in full force here, and they're as much as they are creating and relieving pressure, it's almost a pull and tug situation coming out from both teams, as there's never really one moment of clarity for either side. And already Wild's putting a shot right back on the net. It's going to be just a bit wide. Thrift now hanging just below the ball, ready to make a possession touch for him. So Hydra making a commit, is going to go to miss that. Thrift's going to make a pass to himself out to mid-corner. Going to get the double touch, doesn't quite secure it. The miss touch coming out from Thrift. Pass in the corner. It's going to be cleared.
Okay, now I was about to say, I hope you guys heard me right before the last commercial break, and that's just stop going for the extra goal and just drop it on the ground, please. And with that, we are going to put the Spiders up at 2. They are not at match point, as this is a best of 7, so they need one more to put themselves there. We can see here, as far as total shots go, definitely more in favor of the Spiders, but that crossbar was not their friend. And side control, a little bit more in favor of the Spiders, but that one, and as well as the boost usage, cannot really be completely said to be dominated by them. So the Ghosts are definitely putting up a fight. I think it's really just the double commits that are kind of causing them a lot of problems.
They're definitely playing at a way faster speed than I think they need to. I think they would benefit a little bit from slowing down just a tad bit, creating that little bit of space they've made from these demos and capitalizing on that. If you watch the UI throughout that game, and most likely through the next game, you'll notice they get a big Hunter boost pad, and then they just spend it all really quickly, and I think that's just not the wisest thing to do.
Well, the coaches actually have been stressing the importance of them of using like boost pads and boost pad rotations and making sure they don't get caught low. And it's okay to not be feathering your boost if you're doing good on boost pad rotations and if you're also doing well on starving the other team of their boost when necessary. But neither of those things are really coming to the table right now for the Ghosts, and I feel like that's causing a problem for them.
Oh yeah, and we can already see the rotations are not the cleanest out of the two teams, but they might want to work on that boost management a little bit. Might save them in some situations.
We've got Nift here off the kickoff in the corner, looking to get this ball out of the back third of the Ghost side of the field. It's still over here. Zydra's not giving up just yet. It's been shot straight to the mid of the field. Finally cleared out, but Wild stops it. As soon as it crosses that midfield stripe going into the corner, has to take on 2. They both back off, so an easy pass to Zydra. Shot on goal, turned away by Pro Noob, but that was a great opportunity there created by the Spiders. Thrift not giving up just yet.
That was a great little pass. Wild's coming out of the shot here. Gets a 50 off of it. Zydra, the third man, committing to the play. Now caught out with 0 boost. The rotations are a little bit out of whack here. Zydra's going to get a good clear, though. MLG Gamer's going to have possession onto the back corner here. Taking possession of the ball. Getting a good 50 here. Pro Noob's going to get a missed touch on the ball, leaving Wilds a possession. Nif is going to take control here, getting a back pass most likely. Out the back. Well, that's dangerous off their own corner post. That was a hair of a fraction for being in their own net. They got a little lucky there.
Causing us anxiety on desk. I see how you guys like to play it. Shot on goal before it even gets into that back third. It's going to be turned away immediately by one of the Spiders players. Thrift now looking to dunk it over to Wilds. Wilds pops it up, leaves it for a teammate, but the rotation was not there fast enough from Thrift. Thrift now trying to maintain possession, pops it up again, gets it to themselves, has no one to beat. Finally, though, Pro Noob gets in there at the last second to stop the ball from rolling in. Wilds and Thrift looking for the follow-up touches from one another, can't find it. The slowdown by the Ghost might be enough of a tempo change to get this ball across the midfield. They can't quite find it yet, though, as Wilds sends the ball to the backboard yet again.
Wild's going to keep possession here over and over again, choosing to be that player that's going to set up his team. However, though, Ghost is going to take possession of this ball. but they have not cleared it off of their own corner yet and their own side. It has been on, and there's an open net. Oh, wow.
MLG, I'm shocked. You definitely read that one well backing up. That was great. However, you said it, the ball's not left this side of the field, and we're almost crossing into the second half of game number 3 right now. Definitely not a situation you want to find yourself in.
Now the ball going right back above their own net. I believe the Spiders are playing this rotation and pass and back and forth play perfectly. They have not allowed themselves to over-rotate out of here. They're picking up boosts and boost pads, and they are keeping the pressure on. Wilds now with their own play touch here, down off the backboard. Wow! Just like the map, ice in Wild's veins here. What an amazing display of mechanical ability. Feathering the boost off the backboard. Wow.
That was, and right before that, I actually saw the other two players both kind of not trying to go forward, but literally backing up into the Ghost players to force them out of rotation because they had low boost, so they were just trying to move and make sure that they could control as much of their resources as possible. MLG Gamer trying to get this ball away from Wild. Fortunately, can't quite find it. Wild's going to take out Nif, but does that put them out of rotation to prevent this goal off the backboard from MLG? It does not. Zydra sails over MLG. Ball is not finding its way to that net just yet. Thrift trying to beat Nif to the ball. Nif does get a touch on it, going for the back pass over to, I believe that's Pro Noob. Yes, it was Pro Noob, but it does not find them. Thrift now with possession, looking for a centering opportunity to Wilds before Nif takes it away. Still in the corner though, Thrift not giving up on centering it up. Wilds actually sends it to Zydra, gets a shot on goal. Wow. It's going to be saved by MLG.
That was an amazing save coming out from MLG. What a midfield pass coming out. These shots on goal are really something powerful and to be said about. Thrift getting a shot off backboard here. MLG's going to get a good save here. Pro Noobs now with the air dribble attempt. Gonna go ahead and make a mistouch though. And now the pressure is right back on the Ghost side.
Zydra and Thrift both collide with Wild's finally coming in, so Zydra's rotating back into that defensive position. Just in time, saves the ball from Nif's shot on goal. Gonna pop it up, look to give it to Wild. They both collide with Pro Noob though. Ball at the mid, Thrift can't get it before Nif gets a touch, who sends it to Pro Noob. They can't get it past to Nif on time though. Zydra pushes Pro Noob out of the way, allowing Wilds to get a couple touches on this ball here in the corner. He's gonna pop it up over Nif. It does look like they push it too far forward though, however, not quite too much for their team not to be able to follow up on. Thrift gets another shot off the back wall, but yes, the follow-up's not there in time. It hits the midfield. Ball still on the side of the Ghost though.
There comes out that double bembo. Wow! Wild's being supported by teammates here on Spiders. I don't quite remember. Yeah, it's Thrift that's going to get this double bump onto Pro Noob that allows Wild to just get a wide open net. Well, contested, but gets the good 50 off of it.
We've got 34 seconds left in game number 3 here. Spiders already up by 2 in the series, looking to walk away with a game 3 win. Ooh. Shot on goal after Wilds is taken out by Pro Gamer. Well, sorry, MLG Gamer. With that, Ghosts are within reach of tying this up. They have enough time, but they need to make clean, perfect plays like that in order for it to happen. However, if you can do it once, I don't know if you can do it again, because sometimes they anticipate it the second time around.
Taking a playbook out of the Spiders' play, going for that in-goal bump demo, and Wild's already getting shot into net. Going to be saved by Nymph, though. Nobody there for the follow-up. Thrift now possession on the ball. Going to look to clear it out here. It's going to go sailing over the ball, though. This is dangerous territory to be in. Ball down mid, just barely off the post bar. Wild's now going to try and contest this ball to get it out of their own territory here. Hydra's getting cornered in the net. Gonna get it cleared now with 1 second left. The ball is still lingering in the air. The Ghost, no. They are not able to quite make the touch there to save the game.
All right, so now we can say that the Spiders are at match point. You can just see the total shots on goal, 80% for the Spiders, 66% side control. Boost used is 45 to 55, so more in favor of the Ghosts on that one, but the being at the 20% range for shots and under 40% for side control is a really rough situation to be in. It felt like the Spiders were just constantly keeping the ball on the side of the Ghost throughout that entire game. Mm-hmm. I think the first half it was on the Ghost side of the field.
I think for the first 2 minutes, their rotations were just constantly, they were not going back to their own corners for boost. They were staying in the midfield, keeping pressure, starving the Ghost for boost. That was brilliant plays by them. It took them 2 minutes to get a goal, but it set up the rest of the game for their dominance, and I believe they did it perfectly.
And honestly, if we don't see a goal in the first 10 seconds, it doesn't break my heart. It just kind of sets the pace for the game. We've had consecutive low-scoring games. Not a bad sign. That's how soccer plays out. But, of course, this is Rocket League, so sometimes we see really high-scoring games. We might see that in this next one. The Ghosts definitely need to work on some of those boost management things we've been discussing, as well as some of their double commits. I mean, yes, demos work, but obviously they stopped working at a certain point because the Spiders started anticipating it. So what do you think they need to do to shut down the Spiders here?
They need to start looking at their quality of shots that they're taking. A lot of it, they're not taking any control of the ball here. Their possession is, as you could see, their side control was 20% of that game. They need to look at that and go, wow, what happened to us there? And they need to look at, hey, we might want to create some pressure here, not just demos in the goal, but creating those demos at midfield forces them to step off the gas a little bit for the Spiders and reconsider their positioning.
All right, so we might see some more demos in this game if they heard the tips from the desk. We'll have to wait and see. Off the kickoff, though, Thrift has possession, carrying it over into the middle of the field. It is going to be taken away immediately, though, by Pro Noob. Wilds is not letting this one die just yet. Shot off the backboard. Follow-up touch from Zydra. It's going to be stopped, though. Zydra's pushed out of the way. It looks like the plan of attack the Spiders normally have of the secondary touch being the real commitment here is going to be taken away and read by the Ghosts now, as they're just going to push the second man out of the way. But Zydra finds a shot on goal after an assist from Wilds. Goal number 1, 24 seconds in.
And that's setting the pace there. That little 50-50 out into mid off of Wilds is going to set up Zydra for just a clean little shot underneath 2 defenders there. And already 4 minutes, 34 seconds left. Only 1 goal. It's not to say that the Ghosts are out of this, but if they don't pick up some momentum here, this could be the end of Game 4 for them.
The ball is once again on the Ghost side of the field. Nif passes it to Pro Gamer, who does find it finally across the midfield. It's now in the back third of the Spider side of the field, but they're not keeping pressure up and just leave the ball behind. So Wilds gets an easy clear, carrying it across the midfield. Pro Gamer comes in to try and stop it, but Zydra's there to just send it right back. It's on the back third of the Spider side of the Ghost side of the field. Pro Noob's going to take out Thrift to kind of shut down this opportunity, but it might have been too little too late. Thrift is already back. Zydra looking for an opportunity to back pass to a teammate, finds Wilds, collides with Thrift though on their retreat back. That could have just messed up a little bit of a rotation. It did, but Zydra's going for the redemption immediately by sending it to the back third of the Ghost side of the field.
Now we see Spiders with a lot of pressure here and a lot of confidence and a lot of passes. Already getting a 50 back onto the backboard. Not going to be able to save. And a Rule 1 in net coming out from MOG Pro Noob and Wilds in a 2v2 situation here. Now we're just playing a game of 2s here. With all the pressure, Thrift's going to get a great clear off a pinch on the sidewall. Although Nif is not going to allow that to exist much longer. An even better pinch off the sidewall is going to give possession to MOG Pro Noob. The pass came out from Thrift into the midfield. All 3 players at Ghost retreating from the pressure they created. Wilds up the shot at the backboard. The 50's not going to collide perfectly for them.
The Ghosts need to stop giving up the pressure that they're creating. You literally just said how they gave up, and I mentioned it earlier. They create these opportunities. They have the shots. They stop putting their foot on the gas. I understand wanting to reserve your boost, but you don't always need to do that. You're creating opportunities and then immediately taking them away from yourselves. Right now, the ball is almost crossing the midfield again. Nif goes for a back pass, and it's disrupted by Thrift, who turns it into a goal immediately. I understand the back pass, but right there, that again is taking away the pressure you've just created. There was no need for Nif to do that. I mean, they could have just dunked the ball down and had a follow-up from a teammate if the rotations are where they need to be, but they're not right now. The Ghosts need to clean this up. They're down by 2, and we're hitting the second half of game number 4 here, and the Spiders are just going to walk away with a 4-0 victory, and that's not what the Ghosts want to see here.
There definitely is such a thing as playing too passive, as you touched on here. They're missing out on so many opportunities, but already open net. Pro Noob might be able to get it off, but Thrift is going to get a 50-50 out here. Wild's going to look to clear it, but it's on net, open. And MOG Gamer is going to score it. There's that pressure they were looking for to capitalize on.
We need to see more of that. You need 1 more goal to equalize this, 2 more to be sitting pretty. Let's see if the Ghosts can do it and bring us into a game number 5, or if the Spiders walk away here with the 4-0 victory. Right now, though, it really does look like this is the Spiders' game. I mean, 1 goal they can bring that one back, no problem. Zydra, though, trying to keep this one alive. It does look like there was a bit of a disruption on the keeper, though. Not enough to stop that, stop the saves from coming through in spades for the Spiders.
Rift getting shot onto net, though. Wild's going to get a pass off back. Emoji Gamer's going to go clear here. Thrift now the only one back, I believe. Rotation's better coming in here quickly for the Spiders. The shot onto mid backboard. Oh, wow.
Oh, no. I think I just saw an unfortunate situation happen.
There was the Spiders getting a little overzealous. We saw the change of pace for them, getting really aggressive. Now they're running into the same problem Ghosts were. Are they getting too aggressive here?
You cannot let your core mechanics slip away. That will be capitalized on immediately. Got Nif trying to go for yet another goal right out the gate. We're tied to a side. 94 seconds left on the clock. We'll see what happens. Spiders definitely Zydra's looking for redemption, trying to get another goal for themselves because they were the last touch on that ball before it rolled in. Let's see if they can redeem themselves here. They've got about 90 seconds to do it.
Alright, it's Hydra here with possession on the ball off the post board. Nif going to get a good 50-50 on the sidewall. Side just going to keep possession going around the corner here. How the MG Pro is going to get a good clear here. We see the Spiders going back to their good half-net rotation here, or half-midfield rotations. But that kind of power shot clear they're going to need from the Ghost creates the opportunities to Hydra. With the clear, though, Nif's going to take possession of the ball and get a full boost. Could make something off of this, off the ceiling. Going to get disrupted by his own teammate, though.
Zydra had possession, decided to leave it for a teammate. I think, yes, they're a little low on boost, but unfortunately for them, that allowed the Ghost to just capitalize on because Zydra was all the way forward in a cherry-picking position, while Wilds and Thrift were just dead in the water here in front of the goal. They did not move, and that's not something we want to see going forward. We've got 30 seconds to clean this up for the Spiders. They want to walk away with this Game 4 victory. They are at match point. It's not the end of the world if they lose this one, but it does mean more mental exhaustion for them going into the next game. So let's hope they clean this up. 30 seconds left. Can they find the equalizer?
ET Spiders, I think, learned a crucial lesson here that they got maybe a little too comfortable, and they counted the Ghosts out of this series when the Ghosts were not ready to leave here. But they might kick it into gear. 15 seconds left. An open midfield here for them, and a lot of open space to take. Nobody on the side of Spiders is in the net, and already another goal going to put on the board here.
I think that's it.
Oh, yes. This is, with 5 seconds left to play, this is most definitely the end of game 4. Going the Ghost's favor. Unless some miracle happens, 5 seconds, it's not something completely out of the realm of possibility, but with 1 second.
Oh, I think it is.
I have to eat my words there. Now it is. Now it is.
There's something very important to be said about this game, and that is respecting your opponent. You have to remember this is still a best-of-7 series, and no one is out until that final buzzer goes off and the victory is on the screen. This is something that I brought up before, and you said it too. You cannot count the enemy out until everything is said and done, and that's definitely what it felt like started happening for the Spiders. Hopefully they treat this as a GG go next and clean things up next game and anticipate that the Ghosts are going to play as hard as they can, because this could be the start of a reverse sweep.
It could be. It most definitely could be. There was one thing you said during the game that I really liked was do not let go of your core mechanics. And that kind of goes into your positioning. Their positioning there was a little rough. They're very aggressive from the very start of the pitch, and that really left them out of position. There was that one goal scored with 3 of the Spiders players sitting dead in the water. That's something you don't want to see happen.
So hopefully the Spiders are listening to us and clean those things up going into this next game. Otherwise, the Ghosts are just going to start walking over them. We'll have to see what happens. We've got another 5 minutes to see. I mean, the Spiders still at match point, so if they can clean up and get this game in their back pocket immediately, then that is it, and that will be the end of the run for the Ghosts. But Ghosts looking for the reverse sweep. They have one in their back pocket. Can they get 2 more and put themselves at match point? Well, we'll have to wait and see.
If they want to get that reverse sweep, they have to now win the next 3 games in a row to reverse sweep that, which is definitely a tall order to ask for, but not out of the realm of possibility for the Ghosts from the gameplay that we see from them. They're definitely very talented. Just as I say that, Pro Noob's going to get an open goal shot, setting the Ghosts up with an early lead here.
Very interested to see what in the world was happening. Looks like Zydra just didn't make it back into the back post position fast enough there. That comes down to communicating with your teammates to ensure those rotations are on time and being aware of what's happening on the field as well. Thrift is going to back rotate here. It's going to collide with, I believe that was MLG. Nif shot on Wilds is actually going to take out Nif to open the field for a little bit. Ball in the back third. Nif is respawn in time to send it to the side. MLG Gamer is going to pick it up, look to pop it up over 1, maybe 2. Gets it over 2. Now Zydra gonna pop it into the midfield where Thrift grabs it, has Wilds to send it to as well. Let's see if they realize the opportunity is there. They do not. Too late for them off the backboard though. We have Wilds saving the shot on goal from Pro Noob.
We're Pro Noob here, still keeping the pressure up here. Now MLG Gamer getting a bad 50, put it lingering into midfield here. Nif with a good clear back onto the pressure of the Spider's side. It's dangerously in mid. Going to just from corner to corner here. Zahydra now up with it. Getting a clear over 1. Could get the 50. The double commit here, leaving an open net. This could be a shot. A missed bicycle kit here from coming out Pro Noob. And now Thrift now has possession of the ball here. Getting it past 1. Getting another flick over the second one. It's not going to be shot on net here, though, as the rotation is going to be clean here coming out from Ghost. But a shot on net fast. Wilds is going to go and tie up the game here.
We can see, though, that Zydra was rotating back a little bit too slow, so had there been a clear, it might have been hot water for them in that situation. Thankfully, there was the back of the net was found. Let's see if those rotations get a little bit cleaner here. Thrift and Wilds both rotating back now to prevent this goal-scoring opportunity for Pro Noob. Thrift will save the ball. Off the backboard, we have it getting popped up by Wilds. Pro Gamer is going to rotate, well, MLG Gamer is going to rotate back as they get taken out. Pro Noob gets taken out. Ball now on the back third. 2 demolitions back-to-back. Zydra sending the ball to the side where Nift is waiting. Not enough pressure being created from the Spiders just yet to find a clear. It looks like the Ghosts are taking a page out of the Spiders' book and just getting cleaner rotations in to keep the ball on the Spider side of the field.
They're definitely keeping the pressure up here. A little bit of missed touches coming out here. Thrift not going to be able to clear the ball. Putting right back over the middle of the net, and it's going to be in. MLG Gamer is going to get a good little dunk over the defenders in net. Here we see Pro Noob just getting a beautiful little bicycle kick to put the ball right over net. And MLG is just going to finish it off there. Two minutes and 43 seconds left. Not a done deal game here, but on this rotation, wow! Thrift is going to just barely miss this ball by a hair, and that results in a top right corner goal. Wow.
The bounce, wow, that was absolutely incredible. I mean, you've got about minute 16 seconds per goal here for the Spiders to equalize this. They can do it. As you mentioned, it's not game over just yet, but they need to clean up some of these rotations. It feels like they've kind of lost some of that faith in one another that they had early on. They just need to, understand mistakes happen and just trust their teammates to be where they need to be from here on out.
That confidence in the triple commit here coming out from ET Spiders. Thrift is going to get a shot onto net, but it's going to be too weak to make anything of it. So Hydra getting a bad little clear here. It's going to put it right back on there. Wild's going to get a 50 out. Going to barely clear it. Thrift now up in the air for this. Getting the clear. Pressure's back onto the Ghost sides. With the Pro Noob setting it out middle. Double commit coming out from ET Spiders. Going to be absolutely no follow-up off that clear. A good 50. Thrift now back up in the air for this. Getting a shot onto net here. Nip's going to save it. MOG's going to get a touch out here. No more pressure coming out of him immediately for the Ghost. Oh, no.
Oh, okay. Thrift comes in, but all three members of the Spiders are pretty stacked into one area. Not something you want to see. They need to get spread out and have clean rotations. I mean, I understand wanting to put pressure on someone, but if all three members of the Ghosts are grouped up, you don't need to be grouped up on them in that situation. You can create the pressure being away from them. Shot on goal from Wilds. Unfortunately, the redirect just wasn't quite where it needed to be, and a double commit on this tertiary touch also. Ball getting cleared at the midfield by MLG Gamer. Wilds looking to get a dunk to over Nif. They find it, but can they find the touch into the goal? It's going to get saved as Thrift gets demoed by MLG.
They need to, oh wow, and just the bump coming out. MLG Pro Noob's going to get an open net here. I believe that bump came out, yeah, from the other MLG Gamer. An open net just like that. Hydra making some questionable rotations here. I don't know, out of ball cam perhaps, but ET Ghost now leading 4-1 here, and they might have another shot on net. It's going to be saved up by Thrift. Less than 50 seconds left here. The Spiders are not looking too clean anymore.
They've got almost 10 seconds per goal. That's quite the Herculean task to fix for themselves. They might just say that this is GG, go next, let's conserve our energy and move on to the next one. I mean, Ghost walking away with the Game 6 victory does not put them quite at, well, Game 5 victory does not put them at match point, but it gets them closer to it. Spiders, I don't think you're going to walk away with this one in your this victory for yourselves, and there's a lot more goals than any other one of the games we've seen tonight being put on the board right now for the Ghosts. I don't really know what's happened for the Spiders. It could be the exhaustion, it could just be frustration, but during the next 60 seconds after this round completes, you need to stand up for a second, level your heads, and get things rectified, because if it's tilting that's happening right now, it's definitely affecting not just you, but your teammates, and that's only something you can control.
The level of trust here seems to be diminishing amongst the Spiders here. We see a lot of double commits coming out from shots that should be easy, and even if you do miss those are ones that if you don't double commit to that, you may have a follow-up shot potential, but double committing really hurts you.
We're pretty equal yet again here back on this overall board here. Shots on goal, a little bit more in favor of the Ghost this time. Boost used 52% in favor of the Spiders, but side control 54% for the Ghost. So definitely a different story than we saw in the last game. Right now, I'm really hoping we see the Ghost like rekindle the flame between the three of them. We both touched on it. It's the idea of trust. You got to understand that mistakes happen. No one's perfect. We are humans at the end of the day playing a video game. And as I mentioned earlier, sometimes the physics engine in this game just treats you like you are dumb as sticks. It's the only way I can put it, because things happen that just don't make sense. And with that in mind, when mistakes do happen, you have to just keep moving forward. You can't get tilted. You can't start being like, oh, well, this person's not going to do X, Y, Z like they normally do. I have to be the one to do it. No, you understand that they're going to fix it. Ask them like what happened. Ask what you need to do to help them if it starts happening more. But do not act like you are the only person on that field, or there's only two people. There are three of you there, and three of you can make magic happen. It's very important to have faith in your teammates.
Exactly. I love the way you put that. It is even bigger in a 3v3 sense that you are not the only one on the field. You need to understand that concept that is so crucial to team play there. If you let frustration and toxicity get to you throughout the game, you might as well just hand over the win to the ET Ghosts. There's a reason why you went 3 up in the series. Go back to that mentality. Reset. Hard reset if you need to, but you've got to figure out, and you may have to put some responsibility on your back of, hey guys, it was me a little bit. Let's go ahead and fix this game for us.
Well, we've got 5 minutes in this game number 6 here. If it's won by the Ghosts, they put themselves at match point. Spiders already there, looking to find this victory to not go to a Game 7 and close out this series. Let's see if they can do it. Ball is on the back third of the Spider side of the field. Thrift looking for a clear, is going to pop it up. Can't get it past MLG Gamer, though, who's going to send it off the wall to Nif. Zydra collides with Nif and ends up getting taken out. Ball still in the back third of the Ghost side of the field, though. This is what we saw earlier. Can they maintain this sort of rotational pressure that they had? They're kind of doing it. Zydra in that defensive post rotation pushes forward, gets the ball into the back third again for the Ghosts, and rotates back. Now Wild's shot on goal is going to get turned away by MLG.
There's the Spiders playing really far up, and as you can see there was another double commit come out here. Pro Noob's going to go and get a touch here. Contesting Wild is going to send it right back to DC Spiders' nets. Thrift is going to go and get a save here, though. MLG now make a clean read, a dead-in-the-water 50 for them. Ball still hanging in the corner. Wild's up in the air for this one. Not going to get the most brilliant of clears here. Thrift going to go to make that attempt here. Wild's going to take possession of the ball. Zydra, right now the ball is just being passed back and forth between possessional sides. We're waiting to see somebody take the ball and take control and create pressure here.
It's okay to go for the give and the goes, but you need to be doing these things with an intent, not just doing it to keep the ball away from someone else. Wilds off that back wall is going to send it to Thrift. Thrift now has to play it around Nif. They do, but the centering opportunity was not there as Wilds was demoed. Zydra in the corner here has some help from Thrift. Slight double commit does result in a save, does not get punished immediately. Thrift has a lot of pressure on them, so Wilds comes in to pop the ball up, but Wilds now with a double commit pressure on them. Thrift recognizes this, Zydra does too. They both go for the centering opportunity. Wilds thankfully rotated to the back post in time, is getting booped around quite a bit by the Ghost players now, slows down a bit, taking control of that pace, and the shot on goal saved by Zydra.
Here could be an open net shot here, getting it past, and there's Wilds. Making space, creating the opportunity. That's a Hydra bump coming out here. Wilds going to get around the bump and around the third defender there. 2 minutes, 48 seconds left. The Spiders are now up by 1 goal. Can they hold on to this lead here?
I feel like communicating when there's that double team pressure being put on a teammate, it's something that plays into real world soccer too. It's the you've got time is what you normally say to someone when they don't have someone coming up onto them or it's very far away, or you say or you tell your teammate there's pressure and they know that they recognize they need to do the give and the go, or someone needs to be in position to be ready for that. It seems like the Spiders are starting to pick up on that opportunity for themselves. Let's see if they can keep doing that and continue to trust one another, as we see Zydra unfortunately get taken out by Nif, but Wilds has possession, plays it around 2, and Thrift comes in to help them up. It's centered up. Is there going to be a tertiary touch? There's not, but there's going to be a demo onto MLG in the process.
Here comes the pass out mid. And the big thing, I like how you touch on that, and really big thing is nobody has eyes in the back of their head, so nobody can see everything. So you really got to count on your teammates to make some crucial callouts here. Wilds making a good air dribble fit there. Zydra close to make a follow-up play here on the backboard. A pass out from MLG Pro Noob. Zydra, it's going to make a bad re on it, but Thrift's able to pick up slack here. Nif getting a somewhat powerful touch here, lingering out in mid now. Pro Noob's going to take it up the sidewall here, gets the demo, not able to get an opportunity off the play with the ball. So Hydra now going to get the ball around himself, though, giving opportunity to Theft for the possession. Wilds now getting a soft touch off the backboard, going for the pinch.
Ooh.
Wow! It's looking like the original, first couple games here we had. Spiders are coming back here.
It seemed like maybe a coach metaphorically in the Discord comms gave him a thunk on the head and said clean up, because they're definitely, as you just said, back to being the Spiders we saw earlier, and that's really what we want to continue to see. Hopefully they don't get tilted, and if they do, they clean it up faster here. In a 2-goal lead is where they need to maintain. If the Ghosts get 1 more goal, that's okay. They just need to make sure that they don't let them get another after that, or they find one for themselves. We'll have to wait and see. They've got a minute left to continue to keep this magic happening. Spiders at match point, Ghosts not far behind them.
We already do see those rotations are very much cleaned up, but a pass getting around. What an interesting shot by MLG Gamer. Completely put out of position here by the bump, but taking absolute opportunity of this bicycle kick getting right over Wilds. I would call that unfortunate timing, but that's something you just got to tack up as unlucky and just keep pushing forward.
For the Spiders, yes. Unlucky for the Ghosts. I feel like that was actually pretty well done, and the Spiders need to recognize that that was a great goal-scoring opportunity they created for themselves and they did not give up on. So hopefully they just keep going. We do see them slightly bunched up. Zydra's going to elevate with the ball. They're going to collide in mid-flight and have the possession taken away. Another shot on goal. Doesn't quite find its way in. Wilds will elevate with possession, pushes it too far forward for themselves, though off the wall. It does look like MLG centers it up for Pro Noob. Zydra pushing it forward immediately. Wilds takes another shot, and with that, Spiders find goal number 3 for themselves. Ghosts hurting a little bit, limping along. They have an opportunity to close this one out and equalize it. Let's see if they can. 30 seconds is a tough task, but you can find 2 goals in 15 seconds apiece. It's a little hard, though.
There's that, yeah, it's definitely a tall order to make for him, but already the double commit coming out. Wilds making a mispossession on the ball. Thrift is going to get a good 50-50 out from here. However, the Pro Noob's going to put it right back onto the backboard. So Hydra's going to get a clear here. Thrift with a shot back on the backboard. Pro Noob's going to make a gentle touch on the side for Nif. However, Hydra's here to clean it up. And with counting down the 10-second timer here, it looks like this may be the end of Game 6 in the Ghosts' favor. And there it is, that last second timer. How the Wilds
just dunk it down, please. It's on your third. Guys!
3-2.
My Nuggets, please. This is why I said it earlier. Just don't. I mean, it's even riskier when it's on your back third, and both of your teammates unfortunately did an awkward touch ricochet there. It's okay. The Spiders still walk away with the win, but it could have been cleaner.
It could have been much cleaner at the very end. A little bit of trolling at the very end, but we definitely saw the return of the original Spiders at the very beginning of the series.
Congratulations, Spiders. You guys are going to walk away as our grand final champions for the Octane Cup. Nicely done. Ghosts, you guys definitely started bringing it back, but the magic didn't sprinkle its way to you fast enough. So hopefully next week you guys figure out what was missing and can clean up in time to not have to go for the reverse sweep, but can close it out in an easy 4-0 victory. But for now, congratulations, Spiders. And if you want the opportunity to be seen by some expert college recruiters, talk directly to esports industry insiders like pro athletes, team general managers, and game producers, then you need to join the Esports Tower Club, where players get insider access to industry insights with our featured rumbles. Recruiters are taking notice of these events as well. It's a great way to score exposure if you're looking to start your path to pro or land a collegiate scholarship. So, the Spiders in an epic series have claimed the Octane Championship over the Ghosts. Before we get to our Fennec bracket, though, Fish will be sitting down with Lakeland University Esports head coach Amon Green to talk to him about his new career. So we'll pass it off to you, Fish.
Hey everybody, Michael Fisher here. I am joined by Amon Green, former NFL All-Pro, now the head coach of esports at Lakeland University. Join us to talk today about his new career. And Amon, tell us first a little bit about your school, Lakeland Esports. What games do you guys have? All the number of students. Just tell us about your esports program over there at Lakeland.
Yeah, so the number of students, we're around 22, and we play for the spring. We played Overwatch, League of Legends, NBA 2K. Valorant and Call of Duty. So about 5-6 games right there for spring season. And right now, Valorant, NBA 2K, and League of Legends are already in the playoffs, and League of Legends will find out probably next week that they'll be in the playoffs. So we've been around for about almost 2.5 years now, and I'm excited about where the team is going. And then we got some big things coming up here for the fall for students coming in and rolling with having an esports class that will be able to be taught here on Lakeland's campus by me and one of our assistants.
Well, that is awesome. Well, you talked about kids coming in the fall. That leads me right to my next question. How do you find recruits? If that's a big thing in college, you only have so many years these kids are around. So how do you find recruits for any of those games that you guys play?
Well, I say I got a lot of help. I got an admissions team at Lakeland that gets they have a questionnaire that they send out to potential students, and when they fill it out, they have it on there where they could pick out their games, they could pick out their Reikis, they could put it on their Twitch channel if they're a streamer, and so it gives me all the information. They have any championships they won, any tournaments they won, where were they played at, and any links they could throw in that questionnaire. That's how our school finds them, and then I go into my account and log in and just start sending emails where I could basically I say copy and post in there to send to them and to say hello to the student and introduce myself as the coach to the program. And then we start a conversation. And from there, we just set up then a campus visit. We make sure they get all the information prior to campus. And then once they're interested, we bring them on the campus so they can see the campus and obviously the fishbowl, as we're called. That's what we call our esports facility on campus here.
And I know you said you send out the questionnaires to the students. Is there any way for students to reach out to you or any way for students to get on sort of that mailing list, if you will, of questionnaires if they are interested in going to Lakeland?
Yeah, a couple ways. One, I'm in Discord, so I could share it somewhere. I don't know where I could share it, but it definitely get here in Discord. But on the website, you go to lakelandmuskies.com, which is our athletic website, and then you go click on the icon, Become a Husky. And once you click on that, it takes you to the questionnaire for the esports questionnaire, and the esports questions are within that.
And, of course, we've been watching some fantastic Esports Tower Rocket League gameplay here today. What are you looking for on the Rocket League side in particular? I know you guys have a lot of games, but on the Rocket League side, when a kid's coming from high school to the college level, what are you looking for in particular from a kid?
I'm looking for the movement that needs to be for a Rocket League player, movement from offense to defense and able to then make the call outs that they need to make, and obviously understanding and listening to those call outs, because obviously when you say I'm going or I'm staying, you got to understand what that means and actually do it, and understand double committing. When you see those, try to have those at a limit, because you want to be a higher ranked player, obviously, to be recruited, but obviously you want to have that full I say, awareness as a player too, because being a good player doesn't necessarily make you the best defender or the best teammate. It just makes you a good player. So we need somebody to be well-rounded, where they get along with their teammates, they can communicate well with their teammates, and then go out there and be the player they can be once they have that camaraderie built up amongst the team.
I think that's fantastic. There's definitely some kids, when you mentioned good player, I think of in the Esports Tower, and then as I've watched them grow, it's like, oh, now they're a good teammate and a good player. Well, Amon, I got to ask you a bonus question, because I am a big sports fan as well. Of course, you were a former NFL All-Pro running back, but that meant you also played in college. Now, do you see a lot of similarities from when you were recruited to play college at big-time college football at Nebraska versus recruiting kids now for esports? Do you see similarities between those two now?
Oh, yeah, I see a big similarity. And one to note is that my high school, Omaha Central High School, was a pipeline high school for Nebraska. A lot of former players before me at Omaha Central went to Nebraska. So I have established that for myself here in Wisconsin with Two Rivers High School and Random Lake High School. I got two high schools that are pipeline high schools that from the first 2 years of recruiting, I've had around a total almost of 10 players from between each school coming to campus right now.
You're learning with them. You've got to step ahead on everybody else, because you already that. I don't even think about making a pipeline for esports. Well, Amon, we appreciate you joining us. Best of luck to Lakeland in their playoffs, and we can't wait to see what big things are happening in the fall. I mean, you play in the Fishbowl. I have to be a fan of your school already. Amon, we appreciate you joining us. It was a fantastic time getting to talk to you.
Yeah, thanks talking to you, Fish.
Here are a couple lessons I've learned over the years. Friendships come in all shapes and sizes. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
Visit NationalGuard.com to begin your guard adventure.
Welcome back to this broadcast of the Esports Tower Rumble. We're broadcasting it from the Boise State Game Pants Esports Arena. It's time for our final games of the night. With the Spiders atop the Octane Cup, it's time to kick off our Fennec bracket. with the Esports Tower Wolves facing off against Richardson's High Eagles. I'm your host, Artie Nerdy Bird Rain, and joining me on desk is Colin CMJ Majunkin, and we are your beautiful, of course, casters for the remainder of this evening. So you're going to see a lot of us for a little bit. Before we jump into the rest of our series, of course, though, we are going to maintain the tradition that we have of bringing you Doc's Keys to the game for Rocket League in particular. And Doc's Keys to the game are presented by esportstower.com, of course, where you can score pro advice at Esports Tower and improve your game sense, improve your team play, and improve your performance under pressure. You'll get matched with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up. Doc's Keys to the game in Rocket League are create mistakes, punish the overcommits, play the walls better, and demo in the goal. I'm going to add an asterisk to the create mistakes, and that's capitalize on the mistakes that the enemy team makes so it's easier for you as well. So those are our keys from Doc and on desk. We are about to jump into the Richardson High School Eagles versus the Esports Tower Wolves. This is going to return to, I believe, our best of 5, but I could be wrong. We'll have to wait and see. Actually, yes, this is best of 5. It's going to be a semifinal. So let's wrap up tonight with the semifinals from the Fennec bracket. The Wolves from the Esports Tower facing off against Richardson High School, our first high school to join in the spring season. So thank you guys. Hopefully you start the trend of more joining in, and you guys are back in for the next coming weeks. And you can see our bracket here. We have the KC Gaming versus Team Movement, and then the one we're going to be focusing on right now, which is the Esports Tower Wolves versus Richardson High to qualify for those grand finals. As I mentioned earlier, this is a best of 5 series. So reverse sweeps are in the cards still, as we're just about to start up. I'm not going to make any bets yet on who's going to come out on top, but we saw it earlier tonight. They can start happening. You cannot start discounting an enemy team, even if it's in the last couple minutes of the game that you are at match point in. Keep going. Don't forget your core mechanics and continue to play to the best of your abilities. Good luck to everyone that we're going to be seeing for the remainder of the evening.
It should be exciting. I think it'll be exciting to see some new game player, new faces.
I'm excited as well. We can see for the Esports Tower Wolves, we've got Major Lawrence. I think that's Renegade Travis and then Vault Slash. So that's a new lineup. And then we've got ES Panda 69, Gun Game Trace, and then Nate W Rocket League. So all new faces for both sides. Esports Tower, these are new players as far as I'm aware. Unless you guys are just messing with me and have changed your names again, that does happen quite a bit.
Yeah, from what we saw with the ghost names, you know, I would not count that possibility out.
Right now, it's been pretty even, back and forth, ball on the back third. Currently, the Eagles side of the field, they're a little bit bunched up, but they quickly corrected that issue, spread out, had a shot on goal. Major Lawrence does get the save, but the tertiary touch from Gun Game is going to find the first goal for the Eagles.
Already a little bit of mistakes here. That backflip kind of clear did not work out entirely in the Wolves' favor, and because that mistake was created, and because of Doc's Keys, they knew to capitalize on those mistakes.
So according to Esports Tower, the insider information that I've gotten as the Eagles score another goal is that their rotations are extremely strong, and it's going to be tough for the Wolves going into that to even find multiple chances to score a goal. Right now, they've not really had one. Instead, they've saved one, but then 2 immediately thereafter were from the Eagles. And so now, being up by 2, they're already in a great position. And one of the old trends I've discussed here is, you know, he who scores first typically wins the game. Eagles already sitting in a nice spot, 2-0.
Definitely, it's a good spot to be in when you're up 2-0. And automatically, we see most of the pressure being on the Wolves side, and I can definitely attest just from what I've seen so far that the Eagles' rotations are really strong in how they position themselves relative to the ball. And already shot going back up the net by, I believe that was Nathu.
Renegade going to play it off the wall. Slight double commit from the Eagles will not be punished immediately. Does find a clear, but Nate finds the opportunity to set it off the back wall. Does not grab the boost. Instead, just continues to maintain possession, sending it to Gun Game. Triple commit there from the Eagles, though. Might be a clearing opportunity for the Wolves. They can't get to the ball fast enough, though. Ball kind of dead in the water at the mid. A collision between one player of each side after that shot on goal. Tertiary touch coming through from Gun Game. Going to be too high again. It looks like slight resets happening now for the Eagles. Double commit, unfortunately not even followed up on by the Wolves, as both tried to back off after recognizing that situation. And now ball in front of the goal. Nate's going to overdrive it and push it forward, just flat to the goals. Not an easy goal scoring opportunity for anybody. Gun Game now resetting, going for another shot. Going to be taken away by Renegade. Took too many touches there, unfortunately, for the Eagles.
ES Panda already send the ball back around through here. Already getting shot back on the net. An over-rotate by Renegade Travis. And Panda is just going to slow kind of air dribble, keeping possession of the ball all the way to the very end, making sure the ball ends up in the goal. Here we see Gun Game with an opportunity to set the pass. Already to Nathu off the backboard, not with enough boost here to make a play off of it. Oh, small weak little pass to ES Panda. Now his possession of the ball, going to get a slight touch of the pinch off the backboard. Renegade going to try and look for a clear off the backboard here. All three of the Eagles back on the side of the Wolves. See ES Panda rotate out there for a boost. Over one. Gun Game almost just scored their fourth goal for the ES Eagles, though. Oh, we see Nathan go flying by, and ES Panda might get another aerial play. It looks like Vault's going to get the clear here.
They push the ball a little too far forward, though, so Gun Game is going to manage to send it to the side. Renegade Travis trying to maintain the side control. Unfortunately, though, they push the ball too far forward again for themselves. Shot on goal. They're going to collide with a couple of the Eagles members, so that opportunity to be taken away immediately. We're ticking down past that 90-second mark now. The Eagles are up by 3 in a great position to maintain this lead. Right now, it seems like the Wolves are just struggling to find those rotations that they need. As the coaches mentioned, the Eagles just have very strong ones, and they have another shot on goal. That's goal number 4, and Nate is going to be the one to find it.
Already we can tell the Eagles are very strong in their rotations here. Their ability to go from defense to offense and back and forth. And already ES Panda in the air, beating out 2 of the Wolves defenders. Wow.
All right, Wolves. I really hate to be the person to say this, but sometimes you just have to go with the GG, go next. Try not to overdo it, trying to find that one morality goal for yourselves in this one, and just use this as an opportunity to continue to analyze how the Eagles are playing against you guys. They are overcommitting quite a bit. There's quite a few of them going for these goal-scoring opportunities. You can capitalize on that. It's not easy, but you can. The Wolves roster actually has changed since the last time we saw them, and the coaches are excited to see what they bring to the table tonight. But right now, the Eagles kind of just soaring over them right now. They're 6 shots on goal, 6 goals now, I believe. I'm not going to try and count out how many shots they've had so far, but the badges and accolades are strongly in their favor. This is definitely time for just the Wolves to take a back seat and go for the next one.
It's like 12 shots there, but this is... The Wolves might benefit from slowing down just a tad bit. There are a lot of missed touches and a double commit coming out right there. These mistakes are what's going to spell their downfall for them in this series if they do not correct them in the second game. A bad attempt to clear here coming out. ES Panda not going to get a pinch off the sidewall, sending around the back. Ball's going to get a pass back out to middle for Major. Gun Game's going to fake out his own teammate, sending it back over the net. That's dangerous to have a hover there. And as the clock ticks down to 0, it looks like the Wolves, or the Eagles, my bad, will take game 1.
They're a very strong team, just like the coaches had warned us from Esports Tower before we jumped into this game. The Wolves, they're a brand new roster since the last time we saw them, and they're experiencing growing pains. It happens. The coaches did also mention that they've had some great scrims and think that they've been improving on their comms and their rotations. And right now, honestly, it's really only a game loss if you don't learn anything from that. So I feel like going into this next one, hopefully they took this 1 minute to gather themselves and say, okay, we need to change some things up. What did you notice? And start, as I mentioned, the Eagles, they have strong rotations, but they overcommit and triple commit quite a bit. And so if you can find those clears, just spread out, create the pressure from a distance in this case. You don't only need to be bunched up onto their tires and stacked on top of one another. Perhaps that might be the key that they are missing. We'll have to wait and see, though. We've got 5 minutes. This is still a best-of-5 series. Eagles are currently up by 1.
That hesitation up there, hesitating just simply to go up for the ball and contest for that 50-50 is one of the reasons why a shot potential coming out for Slash. It's going to be saved by Gun Game here, taking it all the way up to the wall. Renegade Major's going to make a misread on this ball, leaving Gun Game with possession. Nathan getting a backflip pass here for it. Going to take it all the way up the corner. Nobody going for the contest here. Not waiting to be exactly. Gun Game is just waiting, sitting there. We see the double commit come out here. A pass out to mid for Renegade. Is not going to get quite up to the height of the ball. Now Gun Game has possession of it. Major's going to put a stop to that, though. And now ES Panda now has possession. A shot potential onto net, though. Not going to be fast enough to get any kind of potential out of it.
Lawrence sends the ball into the corner. does not immediately put pressure on it, so it's slightly taken away by Panda. Centered up to Vault, but the angle is not right, so the ball gets chipped over to the side. Renegade looking to get another touch on it, immediately stolen by Panda, who sends it to the back third of the Eagle side of the field. Major Lawrence looking to get around Panda, but instead of pushing it over them, tries to chip it to the side. It does unfortunately end up with Panda. Renegade going for the follow-up touch, gets a shot on goal, and it goes past 2 members of the Eagles right into that net. You cannot have all 4 tires on the ground when you are on defense, and better yet, don't have 2 people sitting in the goal. We'll see if the Wolves can maintain this 1-goal victory or if the Eagles start responding immediately.
Definitely cannot get complacent in this series. We saw it from the last Cup, in the Octane Cup, but you know, that's definitely one thing the Eagles cannot look at last game as, oh, we absolutely blew them out of the water. We can't take this seriously anymore. They might want to reconsider that now as they are down 1 goal. And already Vault already putting a pass up there. Nafi's going to send a pass right back up the mid. Major's going to go for the 50-50. Does not get in the favor. Slash now possession of the ball. Going to slight touch in the air. Interesting what's happening here. ESPN is going to get a good power clear here. Renegade the shot on there. Gun Game is going to clear it out to the sidewall. Major's there to make the recovery for it. Nathan sending it over 1 defender. Is the goal open? Yes, it is. And there's ES Panda putting on a display a little bit of some aerial skills and tying up the game here.
We've still got a little bit more than half of the second game left here in this best-of-5 series. Still anybody's game, but the Eagles are kind of being stuck responding a little bit more than they were in that last game. Wolves bunching up here in the goal, though, not something we want to be seeing. They need to be creating pressure to allow this clear to happen. They did find it from Renegade. It's still just kind of stopping and slowing down here at the midfield. ES Panda did get a touch on it. It's going to get popped up. Double commit between them and I believe that was Nate. Ball does get volleyed to the back third of the Eagle side of the field, where a shot on goal is going to get turned away by ES Panda.
That pinch is going to stay lingering in the middle here. A lot of open space that nobody's committing to yet. Going to get it around Major. The pass
the
coming
cherry
out from,
pick.
Wow.
That was perfect.
That was a clean just turnaround coming out here from ES Panda, getting around 1 defender and sending it back. A little bit of bumpage come out here from 2 teammates. A shot right back onto net in the mid left corner. Wow, Gun Game is just going to put a bullet on net. It's going to send the game to 3-1.
Still have 2 minutes left. That is enough time to score a few goals if you're rooting for the Wolves right now. Eagles have 1 and the security goal that they need to maintain this lead. They just need to not let their core mechanics break down like we've seen other teams do in the past. As Colin mentioned, you can't get complacent. Let's hope they don't start doing that. Eagles only have 1 game in this series for their victories so far. This is just game 2. Vault Slash now with possession, bringing the ball up the side. It's taken quite a few touches with no pressure. They have Major Lawrence coming in behind them, but they did not do the give and go or dunk down fast enough as the ball's already been taken away. Gun Game now looking to send the ball to Espanda. And unfortunately, that pinch they created sends the ball too far to one side. It hits the crossbar.
We have Vault off the side. We're getting a pass here. ES Panda going to make a backfield pass here. Getting it past 2 defenders. Renegade Travis now getting a half flip. Doesn't quite succeed on it. ES Panda getting it past 2. And Gunning Game was there for the follow-up, but not needed. As ES Panda is going to get another goal for the Eagles here.
Going in this next kickoff, it looks like the Wolves got the better touch on it, but the elevation and second touch from Lawrence was not on target, so it's going to drop down, and Nate's going to have possession with Espanda with them. Awkward commitment on the ball between the 2 of them. Does not get punished, but Nate goes forward, taking out the keeper, and immediately comes back to steal the ball away from Lawrence. The respawns have happened. Triple commit between all 3 members of the Wolves with no pressure from the Eagles. Does not get punished immediately. Vault slows down, plays it around 1. Can't play it around Nate, though, who pops it up over them, bringing it into the corner, looking to center it up to a teammate. They do find that in the form of Espanda, who immediately finds goal number 5.
It's just looking like the Wolves' rotations and understanding of where they need to be and relative positioning of the ball is not quite there. That level of understanding is just not on par with the Eagles' own, and if they really want to succeed in this later, they need to stop these double commits and triple.
So if they win this next one, that's it for this game, and it'll be GG go next for the Wolves. But as we saw earlier this evening, we can't count any team out just yet. The reverse sweep is still possible.
The Eagles are most definitely very comfortable going into this 3rd game here, and it's going to be interesting to see the Wolves' mentality and mindset and overall game plan going into this next game. Already getting a demo out here. That's going to leave the Wolves down 1 for the net. And two missed touches coming out from the Wolves is definitely going to create a mistake that the Eagles are going to capitalize on. That's the kind of thing you don't want to go for there.
50-50. No one really gets a better touch on it. But Espada's gonna Espanda. I think that's how you say it, or it could be ESPanda. Please tell us in Twitch chat. Does try to capitalize on it, but shot on goal with the overcommit from the Eagles. And we do have the Wolves showing signs of life, getting goal number 1 for themselves. Now we're in the awkward situation. Both teams have 1 goal in their back pocket. 4 minutes, 26 seconds left on the clock. Still anybody's game.
As I believe from the wise words of Nerdy Bird, a complicated 0-0.
Yes.
Already a shot and going onto net. Going to be saved, though, by Matthew. Major Lawrence is going to get the pass off, or more like the deflect off the post board. Vault now possession of the ball. Gets an awkward 50-50. Gun Game's going to go in and get the 50 back. Keeping possession onto the corner here. Major Lawrence is going to miss that touch there. Sending it back out in the middle for the teammate. Bumps ES Panda here, and now an open net for the Eagles. But the demo coming back out stops any kind of hope they had of scoring a goal there. And now the ball's just right back on mid for the Eagles. Oh!
Nate takes a shot and finds it. Unfortunately, the Wolves just did not respond fast enough, and honestly, they're being the responders rather than the proactive team a little bit too much now, and Nate immediately takes out 2 off of, wait, no, Nate was taken out in return. Okay, so we had the 1 demolition aside. Espanda, though, has possession, does a pass back to Nate, and that's a little bit risky. That if Nate had not been there on time, that would have just gone right in.
Nate already with the ball position here in the air. Gets a good 50-50 off the sidewall. Gun Game sending, going to get a gentle touch right back into possession of Renegade. Renegade now creating an opportunity to score another goal, getting past 2. Misses the pass up the sidewall, and a pinch from the opponent. Looks like,
okay.
He's just going to come in flying from out of screen and just send the Eagles back up 3-1.
We're just crossing that 3-minute threshold yet, so no one's out of this game quite yet, but an easy open goal, slight miscommunication on the kickoff there from the Wolves. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. Does not look like it will. So there was a challenge, but Espanda got easy touch on it. Now has 0 pressure on them, looking to give it to Nate. Nate gets the touch, but is not quite at the right angle. Gun Game can't be there for the secondary. And it looks like now is the opportunity for the Wolves to clear this one out. They're too bunched up, though, to actually find a clear. So Gun Game, easy sailing, finds a goal number 5 for the Eagles.
That is definitely not what you want happen there. The overcommit and then the bump coming out from Matthews. Beautifully planned here. A shot potential coming out. It's going to be saved, though. However, both of the Eagles attackers are in position to finalize that goal, and 6-1 now, 2 minutes left, 2 minutes 30 seconds left in this game.
I always root for the back half boost here for any team that is kind of the underdogs in any situation, but 5 goals in that amount of time seems really difficult to surmount, especially if the Eagles find another one for themselves here shortly. I almost just made that happen. Nate's shot on goal, unfortunately, will hit the back wall, as will Gun Game. Espanda's going to rotate back with the ball. Nate, yet again, having to be the goalkeeper from their own teammate. Shot does find the save. Another shot on goal hits the crossbar. Major Lawrence not giving up just yet, but Nate chips the ball away from them, sending it to the side. Renegade trying to steal this ball away, can't quite find the opportunity to do so. So Nate and Espanda, between the two of them, will get a couple of touches. Gun Game looking to pass it back again. And Nate off the back wall. This is really risky territory to be playing into. Still hasn't quite been punished just yet, but the ball is still chilling out here on the side of the Eagles. Finally, Nate does find the clear.
The Wolves are going to want to find much better quality of shots coming out here. And a little bit of an own goal. Looks like just sets it on the own card there, and just probably hoping for a flick outside of the Eagles' own net, but unfortunately goes right back in there. But Gun Game is going to attempt to make up for that goal here. A missed touch coming out from Renegade. And both of the Eagles attackers are going to go ahead and miss that shot there. However, there's not much opportunity as they're going to rotate here back fast. Vault now dribbling in front of their own net. Could be dangerous here. Nathan with the shot right back on it. Not fast enough to get back. Now the pass coming up to Panda. The open net off the sidewall. Not going to be able to finish it by Panda self. We have Nathu, the 50 off the sidewall, gets a bicycle kick. Gun Game's going to make an unfortunate backflip, not giving the opportunity to score there. Panda now getting a shot off. Oh, misread it, but Nathu's back up for it. It's going to slam it off the crossbar.
The crossbar.
Oh.
Okay, all right. Well, Gun Game came in for the save. I'm pretty sure one, if not two players now for the side of the Eagles actually have hat tricks. My apologies. I was more focused on other things that were happening. Right now, we're ticking down into that 30-second territory. The Eagles at 7 points and match point. I do believe they have this one on lock unless some serious mistakes start happening and the Wolves manage to find 5 more goals here. We'll have to wait and see, though.
We just already see the rotations here on point by the Eagles. Vault now up for the 50, gets the 50 off. It's going to be dangerous, but it doesn't look like anyone's in net for the Wolves, and it's open, and Gun Game's just going to close it out 8-2 with basically 10 seconds left here to play.
And the 50-50 is going to have a touch from the Wolves first, but the follow-up's not there in time. Nate off the wall might find another shot. Gun Game takes another one. 0 time left on the clock now. Ball just has to hit the ground. Eagles looking to find goal number 9 for themselves, but in the process, Esponda's going to make the ball hit the ground. So with that, the Eagles are going to walk away with their first victory here in the Esports Tower Rumble and send their way into the FedEx Cup Grand Championship for next week. Congratulations to you guys. Wolves, you guys definitely started to turn things around, but couldn't quite find that missing piece fast enough. So hopefully next week things go a little bit smoother for you. But for now, congratulations to the Eagles.
It just looked like the Eagles are very comfortable with their own mechanical ability. The rotations were on point, and their quality shots were definitely there. There's not much I think you can do against that good of a team.
It happens, and all you can hope for is the best VOD reviews possible that you can get through the Esports Tower program if you're rooting for our Wolves players here. And if you want an opportunity to be seen by some expert college recruiters, talk directly to esports industry insiders like pro athletes, team general managers, and game producers, and you need to join the club. Esports Tower players get industry insider access. With our featured Rumbles, recruiters are taking notice of these events as well. It's a great way to score exposure if you're looking to start your path to pro or land a collegiate scholarship. All right, Colin, we have one last task here as casters, and it's the ICCU player of the game. Do you have any guesses? I think we're going to get to play the guessing game that we've been starting up lately here, but do you think you have an idea of any of the 3 players you're going to see appearing for that opportunity?
We're most likely going to see at least, I would think, ES Panda, I would believe, MLG, Pro Gamer, and I think my third is probably going to be, I would think, Wilds.
Yeah, Wilds or Trust Me are 2 of my guesses that I'm going to put up, but we've got Nif, actually one we didn't anticipate. Let's see who the other 2 are.
That was the most interesting goal, just slotting it in between 3 defenders.
It was quite spicy, if I do say so myself. I think the other one, yeah, it's probably going to be Wilds or Thrift. Most likely Wilds, though. Yes?
That was a nasty breezy
right?
flick.
Am I right? Yes, maybe. I'm getting teased right now by production.
I don't want to quite say. I think they want to keep this one a mystery, perhaps.
I think they're wanting me to bang my head on the desk and just cry. That's also a possibility. It might actually be MLG or Noob as well. All 3 of those players actually popped off quite a bit. It does look like one was Wilds, and then the other one, not quite positive who it was. It flashed on the screen for a moment. I think it was Pro Noob. Well, yeah, Pro Noob.
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Nif, Pro Noobs, and Wilds were the 3. So of those 3, who do you think?
I'm going to have to go with Wilds. I think Wilds, when it came down to it, was really a kind of core player to, I believe it was the Spiders gameplay there. I think it played a key role in the gameplay.
All right, so you kind of took my guess. I did have Wild's name written down here. I had Wild's, and trust me, I'm trying. No, it's okay. Great minds think alike. So now I have to go with my backup plan, and this is a on-the-spot one because your name was not written down. Don't take offense to that. I promise. I mean no offense. I am scatterbrained. My guess is going to be Pro Noob. We're going to have to wait and see. It might be Niff, and we might... Oh, nope, you were right. It is Wilds who's going to be walking away with our ICCU Player of the Game. The Player of the Game is brought to you by the Idaho Central Credit Union, who believes a great player makes a team more successful, just like Idaho Central's helping members achieve financial success. Wilds is the ICCU Player of the Game. Congratulations. And as we prepare to close out today's events, do you have any big takeaways?
I think the one big takeaway we could take away from here is, besides the quality gameplay that we saw, which was pretty high level, I would think don't ever count your opponent out of a game too early. It almost came to bite the Spiders right back in the butt.
Yes, I 100% agree. But nonetheless, congratulations to you, Spiders, on winning the Octane Cup this week in a fantastic series. Despite some hiccups, they were rectified before the very end. And Richardson High School, you guys came out swinging this week against the Wolves in the Fennec Bracket semifinals. I was very excited to watch. Really interested to see how things shake out for you next week in the grand finals. Make sure you come back next week at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to see the thrilling conclusion of the Fennec Bracket in Week 4 of the Rocket League Rumble. We'll close out today with the top 5 presented by the Idaho Army National Guard, who invites you to take your critical thinking skills into real time with more than 10 jobs offering $20,000 in bonuses and your degree of choice paid for. The Idaho Army National Guard is the best team out there. Have a great rest of your evening, everyone. Taking control of that pace, and the shot on goal saved by Zydra.
Here could be an open end shot here, getting it past, and there's Wilds. Making space, creating the opportunity. That's a Hydra bump coming out here. Wild's going to get around the bump and around the third defender there. 2 minutes and 43 seconds left. Not a done deal game here, but on this rotation, wow! Rift is going to just barely miss this ball by a hair, and that results in a top right corner goal. Wow.
The bounce that
again choosing to be that player that's going to set up his team. However, though, Ghost's going to take possession of this ball, but they have not cleared it off of their own corner yet and their own side. It has been on, and there's an open net.
Oh,
wow.
MLG, I'm shocked. You definitely read that one well, backing up.
However, D was going to get a save, clearing onto back wall, but Pro Noob already centering it back into mid. Wash Pan is going to go in and take possession of the ball and a little bit of air dribble. Back into the middle here. This is dangerous. Now MLG up in the air. Trusty try and gets a clear off his own teammate's pass. The triple committed to the net, and Pro Noob gets it past all.
Far though, so Wild's pushing forward now, has to play it around MLG Gamer. Can they though? They will not, but the ball is still going to be touched by Wilds again and find goal number 2 for the Spiders.
Wilds may be the one to look out here to not be put in a 1v1 situation with. We're gonna get the save, but just barely. The touch is not strong enough to let